Hi guys, it's amandaandmonicarloomy, and I have another tutorial for you, and this design is brought to you by the Looming artist, and you can find her on Instagram. This design is called the Praying Hands Bracelet, and we have featured this on our Instagram channel. You can pop over there and take a look, and we're going to be showing you how to make this bracelet. This one is a 5-pin bar setup in this configuration. And it's pretty easy to make, not too hard. So if you have 2 full loom lengths, it will fit around pretty easy. My wrist is pretty small, so this one will fit pretty good with 2 full lengths. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer for Monica, so that one fits pretty good. So go ahead and get your supplies, come back, and we'll get started. All right, so we're going to start with our border perimeter bands. I'm going to drop 2 bands there, and we're going to start by laying our perimeter. Just laying just like so. Zoom in just a little bit for you there. I'm using the silicone jelly. Start it off just like that. You're going to go all the way up, and I will show you how to close this off. This is just the perimeter, so this step is very easy. All right, guys, I've completed my perimeter, and this is how you should complete and close it off. You're just going to go up, and then actually it's going to look just like how you started. Like I said, if you want a full wrap, you will need 2 full loom lengths. That would completely close about a 7-inch wrist. I'm going a little bit longer on this one because I'm going to give this one to the BFF. So we've completed that perimeter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay the bands that look just like this, the ones that are these galaxy bands here. Okay, I'm going to be using the caramel. I used caramel in this one for the perimeter, but I'm using caramel in the center. So what we're going to do, we're just going to take this and do a zigzag pattern up the loom. And you're going to do that on both sides. Just like so. Very simple for this step, not hard at all. You just want to make sure that you go all the way to the end of the loom, and I'll show you where you close it off. So your top should look like this. We've taken our zigzag pattern all the way to the end. So our next step, we're going to lay just a long stretchy band. So I'm kind of going with a purple and gold theme. Some lighter purple, some dark purples, and some gold, along with this dark caramel that you see here. So for our next step, I'm going to use this galaxy band. And what we're going to do is we are going to lay from here to here. So we're just going to stretch it out a little bit. Just going to stretch that down, and we're just going to go all the way up on this side. We're going to do the same to both sides, but just showing you how to do so. Okay, and I'll show you here on this side. We're going to go from this pin to this pin. And you just want to continue to do this all the way up the loom for this step. Very simple pattern. and I'll show you how this step ends. Alright guys, so we've taken this long stretchy band and we've completed it to the end of the loom, and this is what you should have all the way out to the end of your perimeter. Alright, so our next step is going to be just a single chain down through the second pin bar over from the side. So second, fourth. We're just going to lay a single chain all the way up. I'm going to use I think this is the cylindric. I don't think this is actually an LE. I've got them both together, but I don't, oh, look at that. That just broke. What's up with that? What's up with that? All right, so yeah, so I'm laying this single chain all the way down, and just take it all the way to the end of the loom to the very, very last pin where your perimeters is laid. Okay, come back and I'll show you the next step. So on this one, and I've kind of gotten laxed, and I have actually forgotten. This is actually going to be, the single chain is going to be this one right here. And then the cross band that we laid here previous, it's kind of hard to see, but I laid caramel. We had caramel for that previous. So this band is a little bit hidden. So just so you know that when you're laying those. All right, so on to our next step after we've laid the single chain all the way to the end of the loom. What we're going to do now, I'm going to mash these down just a little bit. I'm going to use the glitter gold here. I'm going to take this to the center like so. We're going to make like an upside down V. And then I'm going to use my purples, I think these are sweets, I think, yeah. And then go from this band or this pin bar here to there. Okay. Then we're going to repeat that. We're going to put this gold band there, gold band there. Then we're going to put our sweet here and here. I'll show you a couple more times. Mashing this down just a little bit. Oops, I need to grab some more sweets. I need to grab some more sweets. How about that? I just need to get some more chocolate. Sorry, that was so stupid. Anyway, if you can't have fun while you're looming and make stupid jokes, then what good is it? All right, one more time. Like so. Like that. And just, whoops, that's a totally different bracelet. Okay, so just so you know what bands we're laying here. And now this is actually going to be this galaxy band that you see here. This is actually the single chain that we've laid. I said it was this one, but I was wrong because of the way that we actually looped this section here. Now the glitter gold that you see is this pink undercolor, the pink and orange, pink and yellow color that you see, and then the sweet band is actually the green that you see. So it gives that precise crossover band look. So whichever color you want to be the most prominent, lay that with your V, okay? All right, so at the top of the loom, once you finish with this section, it should look just like this. We've made our upside down V's and our correct V's this way. All right, so our next step will be just a single chain up the middle. Just going to move my loom back. This way I'm going to go back to my single chain that I used here, this cylindric purple. And we are just going to do a single chain just straight up the middle. And just so you can see, you don't really see the single chain in the front of the design very well. You see it more on the back side of the design, but this is the signature side, so like I said, you don't really see it, so it's not really a huge deal of what color you use, because even when you pull it apart, you don't really see it that well. So maybe for my design, maybe it's just because I use the Galaxy Peach color, so maybe it's just not showing up as well. But we'll see with this. So anyway, just a single chain again, right up the middle, and then this will be our last step before we start looping. So I have gone ahead and turned my loom around to the looping position, and I'm trying to mash down my loom because it's already starting to pop out just because of how I have it set up. So now we're going to put our cap bands on before we start looping. We're going to put cap bands on all 5 of the pin bars here, okay? So I'm going to do, for these 2 outer bands, I'm going to put the gold. So I'm going to wrap that 3 times on my outside. And then I'm going to go ahead and do, since I have the gold, I'm going to use the gold here in the middle. And then I'm going to stick with the sweets for the cap band color here. And I'm wrapping that 3 times as well. So you should have 5 cap bands. 3 you can use for your perimeter colors, and then use the V color bands if you'd like. Okay, and we'll start looping. All right, so go ahead and grab your hook. And for the first step that we're gonna do as far as looping, we're gonna go into our center pin bar, and we are going to loop our, we're gonna loop our center chain that we laid down. Okay, so I'm gonna go in, pulling this back, and I'm going to grab, and we're just going to loop straight up for the single chain. And we're going to do that all the way up the loom. This is an easy peasy step. All right, so finish that all the way to the end of your loom. All right, so we have loomed the single chain out all the way to the end of our loom. Our next step is we're gonna go in and grab, for me, it's gonna be this gold band. It's gonna be our correct shaped V. We're gonna go in and grab that first. Wow, that band looks really thick. Why does it look like I've got like 2 of them? Maybe because I was picking up 2 of them. Duh. All right, so we're just going to take that back to itself. And same with this. Back to itself. Then now we're going to go into this cap band over here. And I'm going to grab that first band that's on top. This is going to be our upside down V. And I'm going to lay that just like so. Push that down just a little bit. I'm going to go into this pin bar, grabbing that sweets purple. And I'm going to lay that right there on top. So that's our first sequence. Now, as you can see that these gold bands are going to be in this pin bar. So I'm going to grab these. Grab the one on top, take it back to itself, go back in, make sure you move all those out of the way, and we're gonna go like so. Going in here to this pin bar, going in and looping into this one, and we're going to loop over. Okay, and that's our sequence. Going in, finding that gold band on top, make sure it's just the one. We're going to pull that back to itself. There we go. And going over to the side. Just like that. And that is our sequence. Sure it doesn't pop off. I'll show you one more time. Going in, grabbing that band that's on top there. Should be the one to the left if you laid it like I did. To the right. And we're on the left again. And to the right. There you go. Finish yours and we'll meet up. So we've taken this part to the top of the loom here, and we finished that off there. And we're going to move on to the next step. Gonna zoom in just a little bit. This part can be just a little bit tricky, so I'm going to show you on both sides, and you need to do each step in sequence just exactly, or else it won't be correct. So we're going to go in to this cap band here, pull this up just like so. Then we're going to go in between here, and we're going to pull this. Let me get that. You're going to get kind of both of these, and you're going to want to kind of secure that there. And, oh, let's see. It's wanting to come off. There we go. Just like that. Okay, we'll show you again. I'm going to go on this side and show you how to do it. Pull the single chain up, and then you're going to want to pull the glitter, for me it's the glitter gold bands, and pull those over just like so. Okay, and you're going to want to do that step in that sequence and before you move on. Okay, you don't want to do the single chain all the way up and then go over, because then it makes a different formation, different pattern. So single chain up. I'll move my lighting just a little bit, see if that helps any. Single chain up. Then this comes over. And I'm just going to kind of unwrap that a little bit. Then we're going to do this on this side. Single chain up. Then this comes over. If you want to take one at a time, you can, whichever works best. Okay. Show you one more time. Single chain up. Then pull those over. Show you on this side. And then just continue that all the way up. Okay. So I'm just going to show you this last section here. We've pulled these over here over, and then for this top section here, we're going to leave these bands on the loom instead of looping them over. So we'll just go in, pull up our single chain, and we'll leave these like so. So now we've come down here to the bottom of the loom again, and we are going to be going into this peg here and this peg here on this side. Be showing you what we're doing here. We're going to be pulling this cross band, looping like so. Then we're going to be going into the second pin bar, going in and over. Then we're going to be coming up to this pin bar here, pulling that. I'm going to kind of work it out just a little bit. And we're going to be going back down, and this is the start of our sequence. Kind of had to go out of sequence just a little bit to get that started, just because of the pin bars here. Then we're going to go in, just going to straighten it up. We're going to go up, grab this one, and loop back to itself. Push those down. I'm going to go in here, and we're going to loop back to itself. Okay, going in here, grabbing that long cross band, going up, and then we're going to go over just like so. You see the pattern there? And up. I'm going to kind of untwist those a little bit. Back to itself. Going back in again. And up. That should look like that. I'm going to show you on this side. Okay, we're going into this first pin bar. We're going to grab this cross band here. We're going to be going up, going in here, over this way, going into this pin bar, might be a little bit tight for this one. We're going to go back to itself, mashing those down, and now I'm going to start that sequence again, grabbing this band, up to itself, back to itself, back down to itself. Okay, we're going to go in here, grabbing that long stretchy band, going up like so, over to itself, just like that. Long stretchy band and up. You can just kind of start seeing that pattern. I'm just going to kind of untangle that. Going in here, pull that out a little bit. Going to pull that down to itself. this is going to go up to itself. Okay, I'll show you one more time. Pulling that long stretchy band up. Oops, I keep hitting my stand. Over. And back to itself. Alright, so you finish that sequence up, and then what we should have left to do is the perimeter. And we should be done with our bracelet. So I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, so this tutorial is quickly coming to a close. The end of your loom should look like this, and my loom itself is coming apart. So all we have left to do is, so you can see where mine is just, it's just coming apart. So all we have left to do is the perimeter. I'm going to show you quickly how to just get this started, and I will finish mine, and then I'll have mine pulled off the loom. So you just go in just like every other perimeter border that we have all done together, and then do that all the way up. Just make sure you're grabbing everything. And then I'll meet you back and I'll show you what mine looks like when I take it off the loom. I know it won't be very hard to get off the loom because it's just falling apart already. So, see you back. Alright guys, so I will say that was a little bit of a doozy to get off of the loom. And I didn't realize that how much of a similar color combination that I used. I used a lot of caramel in this design, so but anyway, this is the one that we have used for the tutorial. This one I'm going to be giving to the BFF. Hope she likes it. It's very simple design. It looks very intricate, but I will tell you that down here I did have some of the glitter gold bands break, so I will be kind of intertwining and sewing some bands in there. So but we'll fix that. Nothing is not fixable. So this is our praying hands design we are doing for the Looming artist. So hope you like this design. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and that way you can stay up to date on any more tutorials or challenges that will be coming out with. So yeah, that's this design, and hope you liked it. Happy looming and loom for a cause.